Hey, Adrial. What's going on?
So tell me, why are you sitting on your bed like that?
Well, it's interesting that you asked. I just had my appendix out last week. You can't see the scar because it's covered up because I'm wearing these binder things.
Oof.
Um, but there's about a 3-inch incision on my abdomen that's stapled shut. So here I am in my pretty zebra PJs,
I love it.
Skyping with you because I'm dedicated to herpes
You're
and
you're you're dedicated to the mission
the mission.
and you're hardcore. My gosh. How long ago was surgery?
1 week. Actually,
One
one
week.
week today. Right around now is when they were wheeling me into the operating room.
So you're missing a whole body part and
I am.
you're still here with us. That's
Yes, I am.
that's awesome. So we're here to talk about herpes treatment and a little bit about medication.
Yes.
And you know this well because day in day out you talk with herpes patients
Yeah.
and I know it through just my own experience with it, having herpes and then talking with a lot of people through the Herpes Opportunity forums and so all of this stuff, obviously this goes without saying, but we're not actual doctors.
We are not doctors.
We've tried to play them on TV, but Grey's Anatomy wouldn't hire us.
Nope, they don't want us.
I don't know why. Um,
They're lost.
yeah, it doesn't matter. And then all of like once we actually get into the nitty gritty of like the treatments and everything, um, those are all anecdotal too. There are tons of different treatments out there, and certain treatments work better for certain people and not as good for other people. So take this advice at your own risk.
Your own risk. Yeah. Take it as you will. It's your body. Listen to your body. Seek medical care when you need it. But hopefully, this can help. Provide some anecdotal relief for things to try that we've tried that we found to be successful for us.
Yeah, perfect. And even before we get into that,
Right.
to even consider that if you're having a herpes outbreak, especially at the very beginning. I remember when I first got herpes and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to medicate myself all the time so I don't spread this horrible disease to everyone that I walk past on the street, you know?
Yes.
And that's just not how it is. So when you first get herpes, or if you've had it for a while and you have that um, that concept that you have to be medicated all the time, actually consider that it may be healthier for you to just take better care of your health in general
Absolutely.
and ride some of the outbreaks through and just see how they go on their own because your body has a lot of natural antibodies that it immediately starts to build up after your first exposure to herpes. So
Hmm.
a lot of times I actually don't take medication unless I'm in a relationship with someone who doesn't have herpes.
Right.
So I ride my outbreaks through. I mean, they're not really that big of a deal to me. Um, what are some other reasons that you might medicate?
Generally, you want to medicate. The indications, like from a clinic perspective, are if you're experiencing 6 or more outbreaks per year, so frequency, or especially severe outbreaks where like you're down and out for a week and a half and there are a ton of sores and you're feeling feverish and flu-like and you're having those kind of issues and you want to be able to keep those under control. I do take suppressive medication. I've been doing it for about pretty much since I was diagnosed because I was getting outbreaks like again and again and again and again. And so frequency was a thing for me, and I just wasn't in a place that I could eat healthy because I was a college student and couldn't afford to eat healthy. So I was very stressed and not taking good care of myself. So suppressives were a good choice for me. And now it's just kind of habit, especially now that I have health insurance. But for people that don't have health insurance, suppressives are not your only answer. And, hopefully with some of the things that we go over today, you'll have a better idea of like other ways that you can take care of outbreaks to help make them less annoying. Because that's really all they are. They're annoying, but
Yeah,
not like life threatening.
Right. Yeah. So if we think about it that way, of okay, so I'm just trying to lessen the annoyance factor, then first of all, for all of you who don't know, your first herpes outbreak is not representative of how they're always going to be. That's
No.
that's one of the major things that people are like, holy shit, I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to take medication so I can stave that away.
Right.
The first herpes outbreak is your body reacting like, oh my gosh, what is this new virus inside of me, right? And from that point on, your outbreaks are going to get less and less severe and less frequent. So so maybe for the first like few months, while your body is building up antibodies, you might want to go on suppressive therapy or episodic therapy, which is whenever you have an outbreak or when you feel an outbreak coming on, that's when you take the medication. And all the specifics of that are in the blog article, either on medication or treatment that this video is linked to. Um, but but after that stretch of time, once your body, like, within like six months,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, about
Yeah.
6 months.
About 6 months is when it sort of levels off.
Yeah, your body is pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to outbreaks. That doesn't mean that you're never going to have an outbreak, but I think 15 to 20% of people have a first outbreak and never have another outbreak again.
Absolutely. That is a thing that happens. So then you're medicating your body unnecessarily if you're taking suppressives. And acyclovir, which is what I take, is not good for your liver, like long term. So eventually I would like to not be on suppressives because I don't want to like torch my liver. I did that enough in college.
Yeah.
So it is something that you kind of want to feel out and see what's going to be best for you for the time being. But like you said, if you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't have herpes, suppressives are good because that helps to lessen the transmission rates, even though they're pretty low to begin with, but it lowers them even further.
Yeah, and we actually have two handouts that if you haven't seen them yet, go to the resources on Herpes Life to download these two handouts. But one of the handouts is on the risk of transmission, and it shows, if you're a woman, then there's the chance of transmission even without suppressive therapy and even without condoms. When you're not having an outbreak, or when the man isn't having an outbreak, if a man is having sex with a woman, this is getting complicated. When a man is having sex with a woman, when the man has herpes and the woman does not, the woman has a 10% chance of getting herpes because there's more of a mucous membrane there. There's more access to the body. But if you take suppressive therapy, that cuts that 10% in half. That's 5%. And then condoms lessen it by 30 to 50%, some studies say. So that's that's down to 2.5%, so you can see. So you can see, and it's even lower for men, for men without any protection and without any suppressive therapy. If the woman has herpes, then
it's much harder to transmit to a man than it is to a woman.
Then the man has a 5 or a 4% chance without anything, and if the woman isn't having an active outbreak. If the condom is worn, then that's half of that, 2%, and then if suppressive therapy is in the mix, then that's down to 1%. So so all of that being said, that's another reason that you would take medication, is to protect your partner. But if your partner already has herpes and you don't really have that many outbreaks, and you've already ridden them out and know what they're like, and they're just, annoying but nothing much else, there's a give and take of, do I want to put my liver through this extra work if I'm only going to have an outbreak once a year?
Exactly.
Versus if I'm going to have an outbreak like every 2 weeks or every month, then I might want to put my liver through that so that I can have that trade-off to not experience the outbreaks. So just, it's a personal thing.
Know your body and read those handouts. They're amazing. I literally give them to every patient that is newly diagnosed with herpes or that comes in and says that they have herpes, even if they've had it for years. I'm like, this is information that you need to have, and I wish that I had when I was diagnosed. So amazing handouts. Please download them. And a shameless plug.
Because we're all about shamelessness here at Herpes
You're all about
Opportunity, right?
shameless. I mean, I'm in zebra pajamas. Okay, shameless.
I love it. I love it. I love it when you post it on Facebook. Like, you're like posing in your new pajamas
I
and
need
like,
this because there's a hat that goes with it. I'll have to find the hat. It's like a zebra like mohawk and zebra ears and like comes down and it's the cutest thing ever. I just got it as a get well present
that's
from one of my friends and it was I was thrilled.
that's so awesome. I thought that that was just your hairstyle. I didn't realize that was a zebra hat. I wish. No, it's actually more my hairstyle. I almost have like a zebra.
You're rocking the zebra look.
So, so let's see. What's next?
We can talk about different ways of holistically suppressing and shortening outbreaks.
Yeah. What do you use anything for yourself
I
on that
do.
respect?
My favorite is tea tree oil. It is an essential oil and it has naturally astringent and antiviral properties. You apply it directly to a sore. So you take a Q-tip or a cotton ball, apply it to the sore, throw it away. This is a one-time use thing. You can't like take the Q-tip and put it back in the bottle of lysine or in the bottle of tea tree oil. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So new Q-tip applied to another sore. New Q-tip applied to another sore. Common sense, but it's always good to say. So I love tea tree oil. It does have a very strong odor that sort of smells like cleaning solution a little bit.
Oh, I kind of like the smell of it. Yeah.
But then you're like, ooh, my genitals are so fresh and so clean. It's kind of cool. So yes, your genitals will smell like tea tree oil for the duration of the use. But it's not like waves of it. Like people around you probably are not going to know that you have tea tree oil, but you will know.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
so
it also has a property from what I've heard. I haven't used it that much, but from what I've heard, it has a property of drying it out too, which is
yes,
good because I mean it's a lot like it's not alcohol, but it is a lot like alcohol where it dries out the area, and of course herpes prefers a moist environment. So it has all these great properties, the antiviral and drying it out. What else?
I love L-lysine. It is an amino acid that your body does not produce naturally. You can take it as a dietary supplement. It's available in any drugstore, pharmacy, grocery store, anywhere that sells vitamins. It's there. You want to take about 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams a day. You can take more when you're having an outbreak, but it is a good like daily thing to take to help keep the virus suppressed. It has antiviral properties. It promotes membrane health, and since herpes lives in mucous membranes, that's where it likes to hang out. So this promotes the health of the membrane, so that they're more likely to fight off the virus and have a stronger layer than when herpes is like trying to sneak in through the cracks.
That's
It's
sneaky,
covert.
sneaky herpes thing. Double 007 herpes.
Double herpes.
I think that's going to be the quote from this
Yes,
talk.
I mean, we should turn that into a comic.
Um, it's interesting though because I've read that there hasn't been any studies that show that lysine even works. So it's interesting because I've heard from tons of people that anecdotally that
Mm-hmm.
they swear by it. But then I heard that there's been a few studies and it hasn't actually been shown to do anything. So take that as you may. Like just like any other of the treatments that we're going to be mentioning. Try it out. See
See what works for you.
see what happens and listen to your body. There's actually, let me throw some stuff in here. I know from the Herpes Opportunity forums, people have had these kinds of conversations of like, all right, so how can I actually treat my outbreaks? And a few people have mentioned. Let me just go straight to the article. I love your patience on this.
I'm chilling.
Um,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm home from work for 3 weeks, so I'm like,
you and your zebra-ness.
that's right.
So, okay. Yeah, tea tree oil, peppermint oils,
Yep.
Melissa,
Hmm.
which is, I think, another essential oil or a mix of essential oils. Manuka, Manuka. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that.
Um, uh,
Eucalyptus oil as well is
eu-
really good.
Eucalyptus oil. Lysine plus astragalus, which is a Chinese antiviral herb, and
Ooh.
olive leaf extract as well. It's another antiviral. So you can see there's a pattern here. Anything that has antiviral properties, since herpes is a virus, you might want to try those out. Another person says that they like to use probiotic 50 and lysine 1000. They're really good supplements, and they can keep you from getting sick as well. Um, and then there's a something that I found on the National Help group, which is a national herpes group. It's a mixture of
Yes.
these 5 ingredients. First one is Abreva, which by itself apparently helps with cold sores, but you can also apply it genitally. So 1 tube of Abreva, 1 tube of Anbesol, which is a numbing agent. So if there's a lot of pain involved, that'll help. 1 teaspoon of Aveeno, 1 teaspoon of aloe vera 100% gel, and 3 sprays of hydrogen peroxide. And you mix all these together, apply it 2 to 3 times daily to the irritated area. And a lot of people swear by that mixture.
Mhm.
But again, anecdotal evidence, and that bird swears by it too, apparently.
Yeah, the bird's like, hell yeah.
The bird
Now,
loves
of
that.
course, my favorite suppressive and holistic remedy for herpes we haven't mentioned yet, which is stress management. Um, Stress is scientifically proven to increase herpes outbreaks. So take care of yourself, take care of your body. Meditate, do yoga, exercise, reduce the amount of stress in your life. I literally have like trimmed down my friends so that my friend circle is a drama-free zone. And let me just tell you how that has improved my mental health.
That's awesome.
It's finding different ways of like really just cutting out stress in your life, taking time for self-care and putting yourself first in a way that you can care for your body, care for your mind, and really be present for yourself and for people in your life.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't it interesting that maybe it takes getting herpes to realize, wait a minute, maybe I should tone down the stress in my life.
Right?
Like maybe it's a good excuse for you to now like say, well, I would rather lessen the amount of outbreaks that I get, so I'm gonna stop being so stressed out. Great.
Yes.
Use it as an excuse, just like using it as a great excuse to just be healthy in general, and and the healthier that your body is, the more that it can fight off any infection, including herpes outbreaks. So I actually like to think of, because I mean, shoot, you might as well play some games with yourself and have fun with this instead of having it be like this disease that you have for the rest of your life. So what I like to do is like if I get an outbreak, it's like, oh, herpes is trying to tell me something. What is it trying to tell me? How am I living my life now? That's not so healthy.
Mhm.
So it's almost like a personal barometer that I have that tells me, whoa, dude, slow down. Your body's a little bit stressed out. Your mind's a little stressed out. Calm down. Take care of yourself.
Like knock knock knock, herpes calling.
Right. Exactly.
Hello.
Exactly. I mean, it's I still like when I have an outbreak. It's not like unicorns and rainbows show up. It's not.
No.
But it can actually be telling you something that you need to know, and with all of this with all of this kind of put together into one big pot, you get to choose what you want to focus on, whether it's the health of your body, whether it's medication, whether it's, these treatments that we've mentioned. There's a whole lot of stuff out there. I mean, you could be overwhelmed in a heartbeat by going out and searching for, herpes treatments. So really, when it comes down to it, being body conscious, being body aware is one of the big things that has come out of getting to know my herpes outbreaks. It's like just knowing my body in general, and like knowing if I'm coming down with a cold or a herpes outbreak. It's like knowing your body is really important, and eating healthy and all that stuff.
And that will make all aspects of your life better, not just lessening outbreaks, but it'll make you feel better. It'll make your sex life better, and everybody wants that to happen. I mean, I'm a sex educator, so of course, anytime there's a sexual benefit, I'm like right on board.
You lacking the sex.
Love the sex.
Yeah, I prefer it too. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, that's how we got this anyway, right? Jeez,
that's right.
we were having the sex. Let's see, what else have we? I feel like we've covered everything.
We've covered a lot.
Pretty good. Any other things we can think of? Birds? You got anything? Can you hear the birds in the background?
Birds. It's awesome. I'm so jealous. Like, look at this beautiful scenery that Adrial gets to hang out in.
Ooh.
Gorgeous.
That's...
See, and if you want to see all this beautiful scenery, you have to come to the weekend in July, and you get to see all of this beautiful scenery in North Carolina.
Herpesopportunity.com. Yeah, come on down and do the weekend. Shameless plug again.
Well, I mean, I'm going to shamelessly plug too. If you want to see more of me, visit ashleymanta.com. I do programs, and I'll talk to you, and we're all promoting each other. We love each other.
Totally, and we're all doing good stuff in the world, so that's always good. You're on Twitter too, right?
Ashley Manta. I am on Twitter at Ashley Manta.
Cool.
So
Manta.
Manta, like manta ray.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess that's it for now.
All right. Sounds good. We're doing our herpes dance.
The manta ray herpes. But we don't take anything out from these, though. These are uncut and raw.
That's right.
Just like we like it.
That's how we like it.
All right.
And with that.
That's a great way to wrap it up. Okay. Until next time.
Until next time.